Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 25. I just watched episode 24. If you want to see my reaction video about that, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. I hope that you know also that I binge watched this entire anime since episode 1, season 1. If you want to see my reaction videos about that, I'm gonna put the links also right there, you know, for the playlist that I made for that, for all of these episodes into the chronological order, and also the OVAs. I reacted to all of the OVAs, I think. Right there, this episode, I'm excited about this new episode to come because really the last episode gave me a lot of hope. I was already into a good mood, you know, for that session of binge watching. I was more excited than nervous. Maybe also because I had the impression that I wouldn't see Eren yet. So maybe that's why, you know, the situation with Eren. The fact that he did the rumbling, you know, that he activated all of these colossal titans, the fact that he's gonna threaten everyone outside, you know, with them, what he's gonna do if people are not accepting it, what are gonna be the limits that he's gonna put, you know, that regime of terror that he just created. With all of what he did, you know, taking the control of this island, you know, by force, creating a milice, a racist milice. The fact that he wants to eliminate everyone outside who did something bad at some point to them, and not even that, you know, I mean, these people, the majority of them, they never did something wrong to you or to your people. It's just because of their blood that you want to kill them, so it's awful. It's what they wanted also to do to you, and again, it's not something that you have to continue, like Sasha's dad is said it at some point. Everything has to stop, because if you just want to have revenge for people that you lost and for what you suffer, people in front of you, they're gonna want the same, and it's never gonna end. And again, for me, I really take that as it's not a competition of who suffered the most and who began stuff, you know. I saw that some of you are debating about it into the comments. I'm not entering into these debates. For sure, I'm never gonna enter into these debates as long as you are keeping them polite and stuff like that. I'm keeping an eye on them still, you know, to be sure that you are respectful with each other. If you are seeing at some point someone not being respectful with someone else, send me a message, you know, on Twitter or somewhere, you know. I'm easy to reach. Send me something so I can check that. I'm not allowing people not being respectful with other people on my channel. It's my channel, I'm deciding, you know, the atmosphere of my channel. Okay, you can debate, okay, you can disagree, okay, you can be mad and stuff like that, but you can also stay polite. At the end, we're talking about stories, you know, about shows, about animes, and the fact that you want to comment about them, to talk about them, it's because you're passionate, you know, about them, you're loving them, and you want to share that love for them with people, and the people with who you're debating, they are like you, they are in love with this anime, so calm down, guys. I was saying at the beginning of that, of all of that, I was saying that the last episode gave me up. That episode was weird because everything happened so fast. I mean, a lot of actions, moments, but also all of what happened between the characters and the relationships between the characters. I had the impression that maybe it happened too quick. I would have taken at least 2 episodes to do that, or maybe 3 episodes to do that, rather to do it only in just one. It's insane, you know, all of what they did. First, that opening scene with Levi and G meeting Pique and Magato. Okay, we saw them meeting before that, but to have them talking together and already making a deal together to go after Zeke and all, that was already something. After that, we have all of these scenes with Kanye. I'm glad he chose to stop all of this madness about giving Falco to his mother because he didn't want to sacrifice anyone for that, and he realized that when Armin did that, jumped, you know, offered to sacrifice himself. So that was cool, but already, you know, something like that happened. Just after that, just like that, Falco, Kanye, Armin and Gaby, they are drinking and eating together, like that's it. The relationships between these three, that's it. They are friends, you know, they are allies, they are working like that together. Coming from nowhere, we have Annie. They already met Annie. Annie already chose to follow them, accepted to be a part of their plans. We didn't see any conversations really between them. We need conversations between them. Annie, with Armin, you know, visited her during all of this time, and also just for Annie, for how we left her and how we left the relationships between her and our guys. But again, it happened like that. And something else that happened really quick is the fact that all of these people, you know, these four and Annie, these five, Angie, Levi, Magato and Pique, and also Jan and Mikasa, they had the time out of screen to make a plan, no, to meet, to discuss, to explain each other, you know, what happened for you, what happened for you, what happened for you, to make a plan together to save Onion Capone and Yelena, and all of these little people, they get out of the place with also resources, and all of them, they are right there, right now, with Reiner. You know? It's a lot, and again, it's a lot of action scenes, but it's also a lot for the relationships between characters, because if you are thinking how we left them, Gaby, Falco, you know, the emotional mood, you know, that they all had, but also the relationships between all of these characters together, again, 2 or 3 episodes, it would have been great, you know, for all of that to happen and to be explained and to take the time to do it. It's not enough, but I hope, you know, that during this episode or the next one, maybe I'm gonna have things, you know, about it, at least about the relationships between characters. It could be interesting. I don't think that we're gonna come back to how they met all together, how they made that plan together and all, but at least something about their relationships, because again, already all of them working together, I'm glad I said it, it gave me hope, but it really happened fast. For all of these ones to decide to work together to save the world. It was so cool to hear Kanye saying that. Because it was Kanye, and you know how much I love him, but also because, yes, it gave me a lot of hope. Levi is alive and he's gonna be okay. Okay without 2 fingers. It's okay as long as you are finding a way, you know, for him to be able to still take his sword like that, to be able to fight with 2 swords. Not right now, for sure, he needs time to heal and all of that, but still, I want you to do something about it. And he's alive, he's gonna have a scar also, but Angie saved him, protected him also, or she killed some of her soldiers also because of that. It made her cry and it made me so sad for her. What it meant for her, it's awful. But yes, I had a lot of reasons during the last episode to be glad, to be proud, to be hopeful. I would want that to continue, but I have the impression that it can't, you know, it's too good to be true. Like, during this episode, I'm almost expecting to have news about Eren and his plan, and him threatening people, and him killing people, and all of that, you know. I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Let's go for this episode 25. Remember that if you want, you have my Patreon on which you can have episodes earlier. We have 5 episodes of advance on my Patreon, which means that on my Patreon they already had the last episodes of this part 2 of the season 4, and also, oh yes, normally when I'm posting that on YouTube, maybe we already had a live session that I'm planning to have on my Patreon with you guys to talk about this anime for sure, for you know, all of this binge watching that I made on my channel, but also to share together all of our series and what we are expecting for the part 3 and all. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the replay of that live session right there on YouTube, but if you want to participate, and no matter what, if you want to support me, to thank me for this binge watching, and just also to have these episodes on advance and with an extended all 4 action parts, and again for Attack on Titan I put a lot of 4 action parts, you have my Patreon. Let's go for this episode 25! Who is talking? I know this voice. Yes, it looked like Jan, but wait, Jan. It's your dream life? Is this Mikasa? She looks a little like that's the life that you want, Jan? You're not gonna die! Normally when they're doing that, it's because the character is gonna die. Oh, that's life. You thought that maybe by staying you could have that life. So we're gonna see you talking together and all. Cool! You have to say it, really? You're not following him anymore with what he's doing. It surprised her, it disappointed her, she felt sad. And? That's a big if. To have half of his friends almost. Do we really have to say it like... Thank you! Oh, you're gonna feel guilty. Oh. All of them? Oh, I don't want to see this ghost again around you. Like... Fuck you! You're friend also. All of them, they are watching you. And you are showing Marco to Jan, you want to kill me, right? They're not like that. Don't drink that wine, no? It's a woman with... Like Eren confirmed you. Ah! That's it! I talked about it during the intro. That debate about who began first, who suffered the most, it's so stupid. It's not a competition, you know, who suffered the most. And who is responsible? You are all guilty.
実在する2000年の歴史に通用すると思っているのか。
見たわけでもない2000年前のいざこざ話なんて退屈だ。この島を根絶やしにしようとした世界の人々を楽園を捨ててまで助けようとする外の世界で数ヶ月暮らした。もう何も知らない島の悪魔には。
What about you, Magato?
それであんたたちに殺せるの？
Eren? Oh, you know how to ask the right question.
殺せるの？エレンを止める方法は殺すだけじゃない。あんたなら
Oh, you just answered Mikasa.
それで考え直すくらいのやつは人類大虐殺なんて実行する。
Admin, you already tried so many times to talk.
対話が可能だとして、それでも虐殺をやめてくれなかった時はどうするの？あんたらはエレンを守るために私たちと戦うことになる。きっと
I'm afraid
あ
she's
んたに
right.
エレンより大事なものなんて考えたこともないだろうからね。
No. Oh, girls!
レオンハート
That, you know, the two of you against each other, we don't need that. If Levi would be okay right now, he would be able to promise you to kill Eren.
私もエレンを止めたい理由は一つ。周りにいる父親を殺されたくないから。説得してエレンを止められるのならそれでいい。問題は始祖の巨人がどこにいるか。
だからこいつをさらった。イエーガーがまず向かう先は
You
ど
mean
こだ？
Yelena?
大陸のことを何も知らないイエーガーに死を貸したのはお前だ。
Ah, maybe she has clues?
なぜ私がマーレ人のクソ野郎に協力する必要があるのかと聞いている。こっちが握ってるからでしょ。
She doesn't care.
だな。死にたがってる。
Yep.
こいつも同じクソ野郎のマーレ人だからだ。あなたの過去を洗いざらい調べて驚いた。周りに並行された小国出身と偽った。ジークと初めて出会った時、
Why?
周りに失望していたあなたはある物語を作り出した。
She fabricated
人
a
類史に
background
刻まれんとする。その欲深さに敬服いたします。
because she was
世界を救う。これ以上に人を引きつける甘美な言葉がある。何億もの
ashamed, you know, of her blood, of her Marian blood. It's weird.
あなたが壁に穴を開けたことでどれだけのエルディア人が巨人に食い殺され、あなたも随分と調査兵団を殺したそうですね。ストヘスクでも大勢の住人を踏み潰したとか。
What's your point? You want them to feel guilty
普段は良識人のあなた
so they're not gonna
あそ
judge
こ
you?
まで派手に軍港を破壊するとはどれだけの死体の山と戦果を上げたことでしょう。
For sure. And for you, I mean to do that.
そこにいるファルコ少年めがけ勇猛果敢に雷槍を撃ち込みました。そこにいる少女ガビによってサシャが撃ち殺されました。美味しいです、ハンチさん。おかわりありますか？
Are we sure of drinking that? I don't know why. I have a feeling.
何でしたっけ？以前教えてもらった。
You have something against him also?
マル
How can you?
もう兄から聞いたんですか？
Oh no 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 no! He can't discover that. No. No, he
私
can't.
はマルコから立体起動装置を取り上げた。
兄は俺の命令に従っただけだ。
Oh, you didn't see it, babe. Believe me, it was awful.
マルコが巨人に殺されればうまく口封じができると思った。兄に立体起動装置を外させた。
And you left him right there to die. You know how much it hurt me.
マルコ、最後に何か言ってなかったか？
He was calling for
まだ
help.
話し合ってないって。そうだったか。どっちかが死ぬまで殺し合うみたいなことになっちまったんじゃねえのか。
これだけしのぎを削り殺し合った者同士が
Oh, fish, I didn't expect that.
誰が想像できただろうか。私たちが火を囲んで食事するなんて。
マルコが巨人に食われるのを見ながら、俺はなんでマルコが巨人に食われているんだと思うした。
He had
マルコを男に許せないでくれ。俺は
just add another syrup. I'm gonna keep it for the review. Jan! 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 You're gonna say that you're sorry, Gaby, for what your people did? Oh Gaby, all of your life you're gonna feel guilty. Like, before that she was feeling guilty just for blood, now she's feeling guilty for what they did. And now you're asking for Jan's help like you were before for Reiner against... Oh guys, do you understand the parallel? You saw that, Magato. Ah, you saw that also, Levi. And see, they didn't... Oh, the parallel between Gaby asking for Jan's help, for Reiner's help when our guys attacked them. Stop pretending! She's strong. Oh, Annie, you're...
港がイエーガー派に占拠されています。対巨人予想員兵士たちが多く戦闘態勢でした。
They're waiting for what? They're threatening... Eh? I'm sorry, I was thinking like... Are you really threatening her right there, Falco? I know that we wanted to meet her. I don't know why, I have the impression that maybe you're not really threatening her. Because that woman, she wants her people to be okay, to be safe. So she's never gonna do something against Eren. I mean, she truly understood how everything happened. She wanted to witness the rumbling, so I don't see really a reason why she would be against the Jägerist, you know, and you would need to threaten her and all. I think that it might be a trap, in fact, maybe for our guys. No? I remember the fact that they're really attached to Mikasa, and maybe it can be useful at some point, like they're gonna do everything that they need to protect Mikasa. I remember that, and I hope that yes, at some point we can use it, but for now, for this moment, I have the impression that yes, maybe Falco was not really threatening her, because his face right there, it was not the face of someone who is in control, you know. We know how arrogant he can be and the face that he has when he's in control of the situation, and it was not that. I will see that during the next episodes. I'm so glad because of this episode just existing, you know, because you saw it during the last episode, during my review of the last episode, and during my intro of this episode, I told you that I had the impression that the last episode really rushed a lot of things, a lot of actions happened, you know, but also for the relationships between the characters, I had the impression that we didn't have everything that we needed, that all of that could have happened into 2 or 3 episodes, because Annie coming back with our guys, I mean, meeting them again, choosing to follow them, choosing to accept the plans, you know, that they would offer, and the plans, you know, being made between Angie, Levi, Pique and Magato. Suddenly you found a way to talk with Mikasa and Jan, but also with Konye, Armin, Gaby, Falco and Annie, like for all of these people to be reunited on the same page and all. Really, the last episode they presented stuff like that, like it happened, we didn't see it, but that's okay, and everyone is okay with that, everyone is working together, they're all like that together now to save the world, like everything is okay, is the best, you know, into the best world ever. Nope. It couldn't be okay because of the timing, you know, like we need more time to do that, so I'm glad that we have that beginning with that scene, Mikasa and Jan talking with Angie, and you know, that discussion to convince them to really make that plan and that it needs to happen and all. I'm glad for that because it's showing that it took a certain time at least to meet, to talk, to prepare that plan. And after that, all of the rest of this episode was about the relationships between the characters, and again, I'm glad that we are taking the time to do that, because how we left these characters, it wouldn't have been logical for all of them to be suddenly friends with each other, to be suddenly on the same page. I didn't expect at all for Jan to discover during this episode what happened to Marco, for Reiner and Annie to confess it, to say it like that. I understand your anger, Jan. Believe me, I was the same when I learned the truth, when I saw what happened. So for him to react like that, I'm gonna say that I'm okay with it. He didn't kill him, and really that moment was truly powerful and also interesting for the parallel that they made with a lot of things, you know. First, with Gaby, we think that she's sorry. She's saying it in front of Magato, and I think that it's gonna have its importance because, you know, she was supposed to be one of the next Titans, and she was the one, you know, Magato, he truly believed into her, maybe more than the other ones. So for him to see that, it has to change something, you know, what he planned for her, but also his way to see her, and maybe for the future it can change things also. But for Gaby to say that she was sorry during that moment, truly Gaby, before that, you know, she said it, she was feeling guilty about her blood, and just because of that she wanted to repair the fault of her entire people and to be with the Marleyans. For that, you know, to be an honorary Malian because she felt guilty about her blood and what people before her did. Right there, she's still feeling guilty, but now about what her people right now did, herself also what she did against the audience. All of her life, Gaby, she's gonna feel guilty about stuff, about what her ancestors did, but also what her people right now did, what herself she did. All of her life, you know, Gaby, she's feeling guilty about stuff. I'm not saying that it's better, you know, to how she is right now than how she was before, even if I think it. I'm just saying it like it's a fact. It's a fact. Gaby, okay, she's really proud, you know, she's someone, you know, she's a strong character, she has a strong personality, but still you can't take that away from her. She's feeling guilty about stuff. Yes, it's really something with her. And yes, her also begging for Jan to help them like that, it really made me think of that moment when these two together, they were also begging Reiner to help them. And remember when they were begging for Reiner to help, it was when our guys were attacking Liberio. Right there, you're begging Jan for help, to also help with audience attacking Liberio. You know, at the end, Gaby, she wants to protect her people, and she's saying it also like she knows all of what our guys suffered, but still she wants to protect her people. And it's really something, you know, into these shows in the beginning with all of them doing all of that to be free and to protect their people. At some point, really, I think that Eren, he lost sight on that to be free and to protect your people, and now he's focused on attacking and having revenge for what happened to his people. It's not the same, you know. So that moment was powerful and symbolic for that, truly. For Gaby, for all of these reasons, for her being so sorry, for Magato's reaction, for the parallel between them begging for Reiner's help and them begging for Jan's help. For Jan, you know, to decide to help, it's not a surprise for me. Like, it's a little like Kanye before. I never doubted that Kanye would come back to reason and wouldn't do that, you know, giving Falco to his mother. So it's the same for Jan. I never really doubted that he would come back to reason and he would help right there. Because yes, genocide is wrong. I don't know how many times she needs to say it, Angie, and it's almost, you know, it sounds stupid to say it. Like, really, you have to convince people to justify that fact. Genocide is wrong. Like, you were so mad, and you know, with Zig's plan to sterilize all of you, and because of that committing, you know, also genocide on your people, because of the fact that you're not killing them directly, but still you're killing them, you're killing these people, they're never gonna exist after that. So it was the same, you were so mad about it, but right there it's not bothering you, you know, the idea of committing a genocide outside of this island. But yes, for Angie to be forced to repeat it again and again, I feel really your anger, Angie, during that moment, like, why do I need to repeat it? But again, I understand Falco, I understand all of these soldiers and all of these people, also these citizens, and right there, Jan, what he was saying, I understand it. Yes, you suffered all of your life, yes, you had to fight against these guys and these guys did that to you. Yes, because of that you want revenge and you have your reasons and it's good reasons, you know, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it. Like, no, it's not that justice, you know, it's not that being free and stuff like that. I'm glad also that they had these conversations, Magato and Jan, because I talked about it during the intro. You have this debate on my comments, guys, and it's already weird for me. I understand that these characters, they can have this debate, but for people to really debate about it in my comments, I'm letting you debate about it as long as you are polite with each other. I'm letting you having these debates, but for me it sounds so... how can you debate about that? Again, it's not a competition of who suffered the most. It's not the question of who began it or not. At this point, you all suffered. At this point, you're all guilty, and that's all. That's a fact. Take it. Like, don't try to justify your actions and all by saying, oh, I suffered so much, so it's logical that I want to kill everyone into this world. What? No! And don't be like, okay, I'm killing people, but you began first, you killed someone first. No! That's not a debate on which I want to enter, because as you can understand, it's not a debate that I understand, like that. I don't even see the debate, you know, right there. But again, I understand that these characters, they can have this debate. It's a real process also, you know, to renounce to war at this point, to renounce to revenge. It's a real process for them. In a way, it's almost like you're... I lost the word. Someone is dead. The steps of mourning. Yes, I'm sorry. It's almost like they have to mourn that idea, you know, of having revenge. It's almost like they have to, not to deny, but to give up on that revenge, to refuse that revenge, just to be sure that none of that is gonna happen again. it's something, you know, it's a real process. So I understand that it's taking time, that it's taking a lot of anger moments and a lot of sad moments and all. But for me, it's a process that they have to have. And like Angie said, the fact that all of them, they are right there together, working together, eating together, it's a good sign, no? The fact that they are eating together, I mean, the fact that they're eating together, it's okay. But the fact that right there, I was gonna say, they filmed it so much. It's not that. We saw it so much, what, you know, they ate and what they drank. I have the impression that it's gonna be important. No? Mikasa and Annie, again, we had to have this moment between these two. Like I said, it's so important, you know, all of their relationships, all of the evolution of their relationships, and the fact that we didn't have it during the last episode, I felt that it was a little wrong, so I'm glad that we have it right there. And Mikasa and Annie, for example, that's a big one. I'm also thinking about Annie and Armin. I hope that we're gonna have something about it later. But yes, these two against each other right there, it felt logical to have it. The conclusion of it is great, but Annie also asked the right question right there. You're not gonna kill Eren if you need to. At the end of everything, you're not gonna have the strength to kill your friend. I'm thinking about Armin, I'm thinking about Mikasa. They're not gonna do it. Armin because he's gonna try to discuss always, and Mikasa because she can't. And not only because of her blood, but because of her love for Eren. And you know, I was thinking during that moment that Levi would have said to Annie, don't worry, if I have to kill him, I would kill him, like he made that promise some seasons ago that if he has to kill Eren, he would do it. So right there it would have been the same. And thinking about it now, Jan can make that promise now. Jan can be the one like Levi. You know, if I'm imagining someone right there who is acting like a captain during the fight moments, pushing people to fight and to not be too emotional, like it was the case with Armin and Mikasa in front of Pixies. It was Jan who pushed them to fight. So Jan can take the place of Levi as a captain, but also if they are facing Eren at some point. And also for the relationship of these two characters, Eren and Jan, it could be interesting. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now. It was a good session of binge watching, these two episodes together, and I have the impression that they were really working together also, so it's great that it happened like that, you know, for me to watch them together, you know. So it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now, bye!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.